Hello dear colleagues, I'm Altug Guler and I'm the Technical and Operations Manager at Prota Software. Well, thank you very much for joining me today in this webinar. As you may already know, we have done the first and second webinars of this series, showcasing the 2019 versions of ProtaStructure and ProtaSteel. First, allow me to give a brief history of the company. Prota was founded in 1985. It is now a leading global software development, engineering and consultancy group with a specialized professional approach to project design. Prota Group consists of three main companies. Engineering consultancy group deals with large-scale projects like airports, subway tunnels and stations, plants, high-rise buildings, seismic assessment and retrofitting. Prota Computer is responsible from software distribution, and it is the biggest Autodesk reseller in EMEA region. And finally, in Prota Software, we develop civil engineering software solutions like ProtaStructure, ProtaDetails, ProtaBIM, and ProtaMobile. Prota first introduced well-known Orion for RC buildings in 1987 and now has a team of 40 dedicated development professionals who are backed up with leading academics. Prota is an expanding global company. Our headquarters office is in Ankara and we have 4 more offices in Turkey. Also, the Asia Pacific headquarters office is located in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, with satellite offices in Singapore and Manila. In this region, we have regional partners in Vietnam, Cambodia, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Thailand, and India. We also have regional partners in Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa. Our Europe office is located in Warsaw, Poland, and we have regional partners in Romania, Bulgaria, and Croatia. Finally, we have regional partners in Brazil and satellite offices in Russia and Middle East. Well, today we'll cover some of the great features of ProtaDetails, namely detailed drawing generation of ProtaStructure models, retaining wall design and detailing, pile design and detailing, engineering utilities, parametric rebar generation, and we'll talk about the advantages of ProtaDetails. Okay, let's see it in action. Well, okay, we'll talk about ProtaDetails, but what is ProtaDetails? Well, ProtaDetails is not just one thing actually. It's more like a combination of engineering and detailing tools developed on top of a CAD infrastructure. So first, it's actually a CAD software in the core, but it also allows you to create and organize all structural concrete detail drawings in one go. Still, the definition would not be complete as it is equipped with design and detailing macros along with an intelligent parametric rebar generation system. We will go all over these features as much as possible in this webinar. You may ask your questions during the webinar, but I will answer them together at the end. So if you're ready, we can start now. I have completed all my work in ProtaStructure and now my model is designed and ready for the next stage. When I open ProtaDetails, it welcomes me and asks how I would like to proceed. Well, I want to generate all my detail drawings automatically. So I select which details I would like to get and select my options, and I want to place them, insert them into sheets. So I just simply click draw button and pick an insertion point on the screen. Well, now all your detail drawings are being generated and placed inside your sheets. You can create your own sheets according to your company standards and to the requirements of different approval authorities. Generating and adding my beam details, and it's done. But can you see how much time you have just saved? You have created all your detail drawings of your ProtaStructure models on a single click. Just like that, all my sheets are ready. Let's take a closer look of what we have produced. I have my foundation story key plans, my first story. They are all generated very neatly on my sheet. I have the column applications. I have shear wall elevations. I have column and shear wall schedules. I have my beam elevations. See, there is no clashing at all. It's a very clean drawing. And I have my footing details. Well, let's see what we can do more with our drawings. As I told you, these are intelligent drawings. So what do we mean by this? It means that if I select a column, it knows that it's a column and it behaves accordingly. I mean, you can change its properties with the property window. You can change its sections, its eccentricities, and etc. And it applies for all the members in this drawing, like beams and slabs and even rebars. Actually, rebars is the most powerful part of the software. Well, I would like to do more with my drawings, of course. For example, I can cut a section along my form plan. For this purpose, I can go to Detail Library. I will go there and select Plan Section, and I will just pick 2 points on the screen. I will use Ortho Mode, and my floor section is ready. I can change how it looks. It's ready with slab rebar sections. But as I said before, this is a CAD environment. That means that you can draw primitive CAD entities like lines, and it also supports command line. So I can draw lines, I can close them, snap. I can select my all snap options, and I can do a lot more with my primitive objects here. Now let's go to the other story, and maybe you would like to dimension your form plans. Of course, you can do it with the standard dimension commands. They are all provided, but if you would like to make it faster, then you can use the automatic dimension. I just select the command and pick 2 points, just like I did with the form plan section. I don't want axis. This is an inner dimension, so I don't want any total dimensions. And yeah, that's about it. I will click OK, and my inner dimensions are ready. Let's continue with column elevations, but before that, I would like to show one more thing actually. There are a lot of tools that you can use under the detail library. We will go over them. You can use the level mark feature, and I pick the level mark command and I just click on a slab, and the slab's elevation is automatically drawn on the arena. But if I click on a slab drop, it knows that it's a drop, so it finds the correct elevation for it. So let's continue with column elevations and shear wall elevations. As I said, this is an intelligent drawing, so our rebars are intelligent as well. So when I click a rebar, I can change any parameters of a rebar here. I would like to go over the shear wall and column elevations. A level of detail has been enhanced significantly in column and shear wall elevations. Core wall details are generated with high precision, so you don't need to edit them manually. And this will save you a lot of time. Shear wall holes are displayed in elevations, sections, and schedules, and along with the required rebars. So you don't need to worry about the code compliant hole detailing because it's all done automatically by ProtaDetails. Let's switch to column elevations. Well, column elevations, longitudinal bars can be left in the mid-span of the column with this version. I have not preferred in this project, but you can create mid-span left rebars in the columns. Slanting columns can be detailed precisely. Beams connected to columns from the other side, other directions, can be displayed on the elevation as well. But we know that the elevation story by story is not always enough. So it is usually better to see how the column is detailed through the stories. How are the rebars doing while column section changes? You can prepare your column elevations through stories. Let's select this one, and I just right click and draw column elevation through stories. I want them to be drawn through all stories. So I see that the dimension is changing and my column elevation detail is has been prepared according to the code provisions for the changing dimensions. Or maybe I have the slanting columns here. I would like to show them through stories as well. And you can see that they are detailed precisely. Now let's see what we have produced as beam elevations. I prefer to truncate my beam elevations from the closest axis, so they look very neat inside the sheet. I could have truncated them from the sheet border as well. You see, this is a very clean, detailed drawing. And I would like to show another feature here, which is the intelligent rebar update. For each sheet, we create the quantity takeoff. And let's see, for this one, the amount is this much. But what if I had to revise my project and I had to change some of the rebars in some beams? Let's say, for example, this one. Let's say this rebar had to change the mesh diameter from 12 to 20. I have already created all my detailed drawings and still I had to do the revision, but I have a very minor revision. I don't want to draw all the drawings again. They're all ready. So I just come here and use the intelligent rebar property, and I see that the quantity table updated automatically and dynamically. Can you imagine how much time this will save you? Well, there are like 100 more functionality about automated detail drawings, but I have to leave it here for now. And I will open a new drawing inside this project. ProtaDetails is an MDI application, so you can create as many drawings as you want, and you can save all of them along with your project. So I opened a clear page. As I told before, ProtaDetails can do much more than just creating the detailed drawings of a building model. We know that you are not always dealing with the buildings, but other types of structural components as well. We want to make your life easier. So we have a design and a detail library for that purpose. And we are continuously adding on top of them and enhancing the quality and the quantity of these libraries actually. I would like to cover a few examples here. I'm going to start with the cantilever retaining wall macro. We have made a lot of enhancements on our retaining wall macro with this version. I can confidently say that this is one of the most comprehensive solutions for retaining wall design and detailing in the market. Well, you can load combinations, ultimate limit states, and partial safety factors. Detailing requirements are taken into consideration automatically here. Let's say I have a shelf, maybe. When I click on the shelf button, I can see a guideline here for an economical design for the shelf. I can enter the parameters, soil parameters, front, back end, ground soils. Well, this is a very cool feature. I can change the number of top rebar layers at base plate, so I can have a more economical design. I can design my retaining wall according to Eurocost or the American codes. And as you know, Eurocost offers a lot of different design approaches, and all of them actually, are supported here. And the analysis is very transparent. So we show all the intermediate steps to you, so you can dig in further. The calculated loads are automatically generated, and you can see them on the right-hand side screen. I can investigate the geotechnical limit states, the equilibrium limit states, etc. for all types of analysis. And for as total failure, we have there are two different methods in the literature, namely Bishop's method and Felenius method. Both are provided. So when I switch to design part, my rebars automatically selected here as well. I can see the detailed analysis of the sections, and I actually have a visual design aid here. So just like we do in our beam module, beam design module, I can come here and change the rebar diameters and other properties of the rebars. And the design is based on the sections, the most critical sections. As in the beginning, I have selected 3 different rebar layers for the top rebar of the base plate. So I can select them here and change. As long as I have the green design is successful text here, I am done actually. What's left is I can create the reports for this retaining wall design. So when I create this report, it's a visually satisfying, very neat and clean report. And when I created this report, actually it's added at the back of this ProtaStructure model. So I will click Prepare Drawing and show a point, insertion point on the screen, and my detail is ready. Let's continue with another design macro. In my model, I could have stairs modeled in my structure, but if I want to detail them and design them, I can use this macro. I will just go with the default parameters. My rebar calculations, design and rebar calculation results are shown. I can edit them. And again, I can create the design report, and it's done. Then I will just pick a point on the screen to create the details. It's complete with the quantity takeoff. I have retrofit wall macro, steel facet, scaffold macro, and corbel macro. You can design your corbels using this. Maybe I have a double cantilever count corbel with tapered shape. I enter my loads, and okay, I'll go with the Euro codes, and I will just say draw. The design is successful already, so I will just say draw and pick a point again. What else we have? We have the pipe cap macro. The pipe cap macro is the same actually that you use in ProtaStructure. I can change the number of piles, and I'm always updated, and I can always follow my design status here, and as long as it's a go, it's a successful, I'm all clear to complete my design. I can enter my column loads, change my column loads here. I can select again my rebars, override my rebars actually, and I can even optimize my design. And when I'm done, I will say click OK and pick another insertion point. The next macro I would like to cover is pile design. But pile design is a very useful macro. You can design individual piles with different section types or pile types, board and pre-stressed span. And maybe you have some Whaler beams over here. And when I switch to design tab, actually I don't need to design this pile. I just go with the detailed part of it. If I say OK and show it insertion point on the screen, it's just about detailing. But if I want to design it, I can design it to the working load or lateral analysis. When I click working load, I have some more tabs opened up. I provide the axial force value. When I switch to soil profile, I enter the soil profile that I got from the geotechnical report. I can change the soil materials here. I can define new materials, new soil materials, and I can use them. And there is of course the efficiency method. You can select from 3 of the efficiency methods in the literature. Provide the standard penetration test results here. Maybe I have some negative skin frictions, and I just say calculate working loads. When I click the button, the diagrams came up and my working load is calculated. But what if I want to perform a lateral analysis as well? I click this and I have to provide more information now, like shear forces and moments in both directions. And I have another window here. This time I have to provide soil model as well. or I have to select from the soil models, existing soil models, and use the recommended values and just click design path section, and my diagrams, my design is ready actually, and my diagrams are generated. I can inspect the moment, shear, deflection, soil pressures, interaction diagram, and so on. And I can check the results here. Again, I can create my report, and when I'm done, I just click OK and pick a insertion point on the screen. Well, the difference between design libraries and detail libraries is that we provide both the design and detailing of the components in design under design libraries, but under the detail libraries you can find the components that you can detail only. Under detail library we have pad footing details as an individual component detailing. I can detail my pad footing. I can select from the different rebar detailing options here, and I just click OK, and again my drawing is detail is ready with more rebar placement options here. And what else we have? We have the pit foundation detail library here. I can, let's say, use this one. Okay, I provide all the values, let's say, and I just click OK. And we have a very comprehensive covered macro. You can provide the longitudinal and cross sections with very flexible options actually here. You can change your head wall style, curtain wall style, wing wall type, and you can play with your end slabs, and when you're done you can just click and generate the detail drawings. My longitudinal sections and cross sections are already here. Okay, I have created many detailed drawings, but they are lying all around the arena. I just type sheets, and you can select your sheets among your company standard sheets that you have created. I will just click OK, insert, and let's insert it first here. But this sheet won't be long enough for this many details, so I would like to stretch them a little bit. As I said, this is a CAD arena, and I will just type S, and the stretch command appears from the command suggestion, and I select it, and I stretch my sheet, just like that. I think this is better now. I would like, let's say, that's enough. And I can, of course, move my sheet. And if I make some more arrangements, it will look better. As you see, I can play with my detailed drawings just like I would do in any other type of CAD software. I have created all these details, but what if I would like to quantify them together? They have their individual quantity takeoffs, but let's say I'm going to produce them all together and I would like to have single quantity takeoff. I will use the most powerful feature of ProtaDetails for this purpose. It's the quantity takeoff. I will just type the quantity table and OK. By the way, all these commands are ready and available from the menu as well. I just prefer to use the command line. I select the arena and click enter. Yes, I would like to create a new quantity table, and let's create it over here. You see all my rebars are now assigned with new bar marks, and all these bar marks are listed in this new quantity table. So I can see the final result of this sheet's total sum. By the way, as I told, this is your sheet actually. But what if you would like to change some information on your sheet? These are parametric sheets, and you don't have to stuck with what you have entered at the beginning of your project. Maybe you want to change some of the features here, some of the information field here. It's very easy to do. I just go over to the ProtaStructure menu and click project header and change, let's say that drawn by and presented by me, and this is my project maybe, and I can add some project number or select the project date, revision, update the revision. I can take notes and see the project statistics as well in the screen, but I'm going to go with this, and I will click OK. And the program knows that I have already placed some sheets on the arena, so ask me if I want to update this. Yes, I would like to update these, and you see it's updated on the go. And remember that I have edited this sheet many times. I have stretched it and moved it inside the arena, but it's still alive and I can change any information on it. Okay, let's leave these detailing and design libraries here, but I would like to show one more library actually. It's the engineering utilities. Well, as civil engineers, we need some basic but fundamental tools. They are the ones we have to use to achieve more complex tasks. We had this idea in mind while creating these engineering utilities. For example, you can calculate cover and anchorages for different element types, for different concrete design codes, and for different exposure conditions. And it's all again alive for this. If I change the diameters, I can see anchorage and lap legs on the fly. Hook length, again, similarly, I can select the link diameter and my hook bending length, extension length, and total hook length is calculated. Rebar area calculator, for example, you have let's say you have a span length of 2000 millimeters. Then when I enter the span length, the quantity is automatically calculated. Or alternatively, I can enter the required steel. I can change this required steel area, and again my quantity is recalculated, and provided steel area per meter is recalculated. I can, if I change the selected rebar, my provided steel area per meter is again recalculated according to the parameters here. We have a comprehensive unit conversion system for ProtaStructure and all of our products actually, and this is the user interface for it. You can perform unit conversions for different type of units like length, area, volume, mass, etc. You can even make a simple beam analysis here. Let's say I have a beam fixed at both ends and I have concentrated load or maybe uniformly distributed load. I can change the load parameters, and the result, the end reactions are automatically calculated along with the maximum deflection. We even have some hydraulics macros. I can find the uniform flow depth for different type of sections, trapezoidal, rectangular, circular, and I can solve it for discharge, flow depth, channel diameter, etc. I can even analyze gradually varied flow for, let's say, again, a trapezoidal section type. Well, I would like to talk about some more life-saving features of ProtaDetails. We know that you have a lot of drawing files lying around without any sign of life. Those drawings are usually a bunch of DWG files with polylines and text representing rebars. You have to use Excel sheets and manual calculations to measure the quantity. Let's open an example of these type of drawings. I have a drawing here. Think with some primitive rebars. But as I said, you have to use Excel sheets and manual calculations to measure the quantity. The worst part comes when you have to revise these drawings. When you have to deal with changing bar marks and a never-ending quantity of update story starts. Well, we have a solution for that. We have a detailed drawing over here with the rebars represented by text and polylines or lines maybe. As you see, these are just simple primitive lines. But I would like to make use of the high-level features of ProtaDetails. So what I will do is I click this button. I see that this is a 10H32 bar. Okay, it's a 32. I select the diameter here. There are 10 of them, and the spacing is 200. What I will do is just simply select this polyline entity. and it's automatically converted to an intelligent rebar with its length calculated, and the polyline is gone, the bending is done. I can continue just like this. These are all 32 bars. This is it as well, and I have some 26 bars here, say 26. Okay, this is 26. Oh, maybe number of the quantity is different. Okay, I can continue this for all the drawing. And the best part is, of course, again, we can quantify them. Just select this region and pick an insertion point for my quantity table. You see, they are all quantified. If I go back to my rebars, I can see that the bar marks are generated. Okay, what if I have some non-standard components that I would like to detail, but I already have the ProtaDetails, so I can start with intelligent rebar detailing from the beginning. I click this button, and again I select the diameter here, say 16, and the quantity, of course. Then I start selecting the line or polyline and selecting the side. I have started here, and I would like to have some cover over here, cover of 30 millimeters, and I continue. And at the end, I would like to have an anchorage of, okay, 1000 millimeters. You see, it changes on the go. When I'm done, I just simply click OK, and the label is generated. I can place this label anywhere I would like, and I can continue with my detailing just like this. And this. And when I'm done, I'm satisfied with my detailing. Of course, I can again finish the quantify, but first of all, okay, I forgot this one. What if you want to create a link detail? You have a polyline, let's say. If you select it and right click it, you can convert it to a link or actually insert a link inside. I will just go with this one. I have created the link, and I can even create a open view for this link, and I can see how it looks actually. So you can turn any type of polyline into rebars. You can place rebars, intelligent rebars, in any type of polyline or line. So of course, when I'm done, again I will call the quantity table command. This time let's use reinforcement menu, quantity table, and voila. Well, that's all I can cover in the course of this webinar. Let me briefly go over what we have covered today about ProtaDetails in this webinar. Well, automatic detailed drawings of your projects. You can create all your details on one click. The form plans, column applications, column schedules, beam elevations, beam schedule, rebar beam bending schedule, footing details, and automated detail drawings of your projects can be enriched with some manual editing options like form plan cut sections with rebars. You can precisely detail your columns and shear walls. Slanting columns can be detailed correctly. Beams connected to columns from other directions can be displayed on the elevations as well. You don't need to worry about the code compliant hole detailing of shear walls. They're all done automatically. And the section dimension changing elevations are all detailed according to the code provisions. Well, in the component design library, we have a very comprehensive macro for cantilever retaining walls, stair design, corbel design, pile design and detailing, and we have these wonderful engineering utilities. Well, I haven't covered this one It will be coming with the next version of ProtaDetails. You will be able to produce beam elevations, design, and detailing independently from your ProtaStructure model. So you can create any beam sequence in 3D and you can design and detail them. This will be coming with the next version. And we have covered footing detail, pit foundations, culverts. So ProtaDetails is a full-featured CAD tool with intelligent objects. You can create rebar objects intuitively, convert polylines to intelligent rebars, quantify all rebars, links, tie bars, and mesh steel with complete shape forms, and you can make use of under and radio on any operation, of course. Well, we hope you like what you have seen today. I want you to know that we are investing significantly in the development, and we have some very special introductory pricing for ProtaStructure Suite 2019. With the subscription, you will get free e-learning and training, backed with direct technical support and all updates for the first year. If you'd like to know more, please email us at globalsales@protasoftware.com and Asia sales@protasoftware.com for Asia Pacific. You're always welcome to visit our website. But thank you very much again for listening to me.